you guys can see me and hear me okay. Because the other live that I did just didn't seem to work. So let's see if this one seems to work. So if you can see me and hear me, send me a wave or say hi in the comments, because I really want to share with you guys what I've been experiencing so far. Say hi. Oh, Tina. Okay, could you guys see me in the other live or hear me okay? Because like I wasn't seeing any comments. I wasn't getting anything. And I don't know if I was just talking to myself, and that's really unnerving. All good. Okay. Yay! Because in the other one, I could. Did you guys see the other live? It was showing remove. I just removed it because I'm like, I don't want you to waste 10 minutes watching me going, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me? Because that's basically all I did. So, yay. I'm glad that, I'm really glad that you guys can see me and hear me now. So, I'm in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean, and apparently there was a really big earthquake since I was here. It happened at, I guess, 1:50 last night in the morning, and it was between 6.0 and 6.3, so it was a huge one. And I gotta say, I did feel the boat rocking, but nothing that I would expect in an earthquake. But my good friend Kelly Chapman sent me all this new stuff. Are you okay? Are you okay? And what's crazy is that it was exactly right in the area that we are. Like we were in Rhodes yesterday. Rhodes, Turkey? No, we were in Kusadé yesterday. Oh my God, we've already been to so many different places that I can't remember. No, we were in Rhodes yesterday, Kusadé the day before, and then Crete today, and that's exactly where it was in between Rhodes and Crete in Greece. So we're okay. The boat was rocking a little bit, but nothing that I would have thought, was an earthquake in any way, shape, or form. And I actually, now that I think about it, when we were done shopping yesterday, because they let you off the boat each day to go on excursions and stuff. So we did a bit of shopping. And as we were coming back to the boat, I said to my husband, I said, look, the waves are really bad, eh? But even still, that was in the afternoon. And the earthquake was in the middle of the night last night. So, anyways, we're fine, but it's interesting. I never ever thought of earthquakes. And I guess it's the first one since 2018. So makes you wonder, and it being in Alberta up in Canada, we don't think of things like that, or I mean, I don't, think of earthquakes or anything. So it never even crossed my mind that there could be an earthquake while we're out here. So thank God we're okay. Everything's good. And I'm glad that you are here with me. It's 10 o'clock at night. Well, 10:15 or 10:13 at night here right now. And I think it's 1:15 Mountain Standard Time where we are in Calgary. But I wanted to tell you guys about the amazing, amazing trip that I've had and what I've learned spiritually, I guess. I had probably one of the greatest experiences of my life in a place called Delos, Greece. It's a Greek island that is the birthplace of the mythical gods Apollo and I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Where is it? I wrote it down. Hang on. Artemis. Artemis. Apollo and Artemis, which are the god and goddess twin gods that were born from Zeus. So I went to their mythological birthplace in the Greek islands. And so I am a professional psychic medium by trade. And I know that the way I would explain the universe is everything has a frequency. Artemis. Yes, thank you, Michelle. Artemis. I don't know why I'm brain farting. It's been a really long day. We were up at the crack of dawn at 6 a.m. On excursions all day. Went to a monastery today, which was really cool. But anyways, back to Delos, because this was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. So, if there's one thing that I've learned through spirituality and science, is that everything is a frequency. And think of the body as the radio transmitter, the one that is sending and receiving signals all day long. And if you really quiet your mind, you can hear the messages that the universe is sending you, right? Think about it. You've got voices in here that are talking to you all day. Stop and observe it. See which ones are yours and who's talking to who's talking to you and who's talking back. You'll notice that there's a conversation that forms, right? Well, one thing that I've learned after, working with missing person cases, doing my job as a professional psychic medium, is that conversation isn't just in your imagination. It's actually a conversation that you're having between you and the universe, or you and a deceased loved one. And if you start to pay attention to the pictures that form in your mind, you'll notice that there's a lot of truth in those photos that you have going on in here, or the images that come to your mind when you're thinking of someone. You'll notice that if you ask questions, that's exactly where they were, or what they were wearing, or what they were doing. There's a connection there that we all have, and we're constantly sending and receiving signals all day long. Well, there's a grand radio station that, if you know the vibrational frequency of what you want to tune into, you can actually hear it. You can hear the music that's on that channel. And I never in a million years thought of mythological gods. Didn't even think of turning on those channels. Didn't even cross my mind that stuff is real. And I guess I should know better at this point. It's all out there. And if you just know how to tune in, you can hear it. And so what was really, really cool was, so the island of Delos. We get there and the tour is so quick, you blink and it's over. And I'm thinking, we got our tour for $89, but that was because we paid for it months ago. I know that they were selling it for $289 when we were on board. So if I would have paid nearly 300 euro, not Canadian, but euro, I would have been pissed that was all we got. We literally got like 20 minutes on the island and then you're back on the ferry. Well, this lady says to me, she's like, what if we stay? What if we stay and just catch a later sea bus back to the island? She's like, we don't have to be back on the boat until 5. What if we stay? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, let's stay. So we talk to the guide and we say, we want to stay. That was way too short. We'll see you later. We'll catch the next sea bus out. So we had the whole island basically to ourselves for 2 hours, because it was 2 hours in between our sea bus leaving and then the next one coming in. And so I got to pray and meditate in all of the temples and feel the distinctive energy that was in the area. And I got to tell you, how the ancients knew to build these temples on such massive, huge ley lines, it blows me away. We've got all this technology, this modern technology now that tells us where everything is, right? There's really no second guessing in our age. But back then, how did they know? How did they know where to build these temples in such sacred areas? Because as you're even walking up to the different temples, you can feel the energy change. And it's got, I don't know, a perimeter around it where I would say, oh God, like a good 25 to 50 feet out, you could feel the energy of it changing as you're walking in towards the temples. And it was just the most profound experience, because when I meditated in the temple, all of a sudden I could hear them. So I said, okay, rewind. Show me back in time what happened. Why is this island deserted? What happened to the people? And it was awful what I saw, what I viewed. They have these, like, of course, nothing has roofs on it, right? So, anyways, there's all these houses that are intertwined with these tiny, narrow little roads that are no bigger than, we'll say, like 2 arms lengths. And all I could see was dead bodies, bodies and bodies and bodies laying in that walkway where we were, and I just thought to myself, how much bloodshed had been in those walkways where I was now standing. It's quite sad what humanity is capable of, and the cruelty, of our history. It's inhumane, actually. I don't understand how people can treat each other like that. But I saw cruelty, and I saw the war that had waged there, and it's crazy, the imprint that is still there. But I think the imprint is still very important. I think it is important that some imprints get erased. Like, for example, the imprint of 9/11 in the spot in New York. You can still feel it totally and completely when you get there. And I think that someone should go and clear the energy of those souls that are there, and bring healing to that area, so that not everybody who walks through the 9/11 memorial has their breath taken away. Because even my husband, who's not an empath, he's very left brain logic. God love him, because I need someone to ground me. But he couldn't feel anything. He just, it was like walking down the street for him, and it's like, oh my God, how do you not hear the screams? How do you not see the tears? To me, it literally, I had a visceral response where I felt like I couldn't breathe walking through 9/11. And I'm sure other people, if you've been in the site, let me know, throw it up in the comments. I'm sure I'm not the only one who felt it there. The panic and the imprint. When something goes off in an area and there is a mass evacuation of souls, yeah, there's going to be an imprint in that area. And so in Delos, in Greece, I appreciated that imprint because I wanted to know the history, and I wanted to know what happened to the people, and gain a deeper appreciation for the soil that I was walking on, because it felt very holy. It really, really did. It felt very, very, very sacred. And I almost felt like the gods were watching us when we were walking upon it. So the coolest thing was, so this lady says to me, she's like, why don't we stay? So we stayed there for 2 hours, and we walked all the way to the top, to the temple of Apollo. And I was able to pray in there, pray for humanity and the future of our world, because man, oh man, we need to wake up right quick. We do. I think the quicker we wake up, the quicker we shift this reality. So I prayed for all of us up there. And I gotta say, I felt such profound peace. A peace that I just haven't felt in Canada. It's different. I just started traveling over the last few years. I'd never been to Europe until I found my relatives through 23andMe, and went to go visit them last year and the year before. That was my first time really out of North America. And so to be able to feel such deep historical imprints where I can actually see the history, get the rewind of the movie, of what happened in the area, and see it and feel it. I'm telling you, if you've never been out of Canada, you guys, you don't know what you're missing, because the imprints are much different in Europe than they are in North America. North America is so new. There's nothing old there. We burn everything to the ground, right? Everything's made of wood. Whereas in Greece and Europe and, you know, way out here, it's all stone. Well, stone is porous, so it holds an imprint. And so if you even put both hands, and that's the trick, you guys, not one hand, you're not going to feel anything with one hand. As an empath, you, in order to create the circuit with it, when the information will move through you. So remember that when you go to any historical sites, make sure that you use both hands and touch both hands on what it is that you want to upload. So the imprint, Michelle, so the imprint leaves a resonance for psychic people to pick up to show the true history. Yes. Should it be left or should they all be cleared? I don't know. The 9/11 ones I think should be cleared because it's active and there's so many people that go through it. And it took me days to shake that off of me from New York. It really did. But the Greece one, it's like it was showing me the history so that I could appreciate it. And it's like it opened the channels. This is the other thing that I wanted to tell you. Okay, so this is really cool. Like I said, I had no idea that the mythological gods were real, but I mean, I guess they were if they were worshipped and, you know, talked about all through history and monuments and everything else created in their image. I don't know. They're real, you guys, because they're a channel I was able to turn on when I was there. So I knew that I was being called. I had no idea why I was being called on this trip. This was my husband's idea to come out and do a Mediterranean cruise, but I'm really glad that he did, because I had no idea that there were channels that I could turn on where all of a sudden I could hear it and I could see it just like I can when I'm channeling a deceased loved one. You guys, think of yourself as the radio station. These are all different channels. And if you know the vibrational frequency of the channel you want to tune into, you can hear what it's got to say. So I think that some of them shouldn't be cleared because it literally holds the history of the area, right? The truth of the area and what happened in the area. But the one in Delos that I felt very forgiving, felt very loving, very healing. And so Apollo, so I got fascinated because all of a sudden I turned it on and it was like, whoa. That night when I went to bed, I was astral traveling the whole night. I woke up feeling exhausted the next morning because I was out of my body the whole night. And sometimes I can control it, sometimes I can't. So the other night after I went to Delos, the island of Delos, I couldn't control it. I was out of my body the whole night and I knew it. I knew that I was out, and I kept going back there and seeing the temples and sitting with the gods. And it was fascinating, completely fascinating, but exhausting the next morning. Anyways, if you know the vibrational frequency of what you want to tune into, it's just like with Rife therapy, you know, and how doctors get rid of kidney stones. If you know the vibrational frequency of what it is that you want to heal or treat, you will heal or treat it. That's how doctors get rid of kidney stones. Think about it. There's a science to this. So, of course, there's a science to mediumship. I just don't think we're smart enough as human beings to figure it out yet. But it's so true. If we can heal kidney stones by knowing the frequency of what it is, because with kidney stones, they match the vibrational frequency of it. It oscillates, it blows up, and you pee it out, right? So why can't we hear the radio stations of what's happened in the area? It's a frequency. It's an imprint. And I really don't think that I'm the only one who can do this. I'm not special, you guys. We just haven't been shown how to get back to our roots, how to get back to what we are naturally able to do. We've just forgotten to wake up, right? So Sheila, hi from Nova Scotia. Thanks so much for joining in. I don't have a clue what time it is in Nova Scotia, but thank you so much for joining me. If anybody's got any questions, throw them up in the comments. I'll stay on Sorry, got phone calls coming in. Hopefully that didn't interrupt it. Oh, I am safe. Thank you, Melissa. I'm safe and sound. Felt, like I said, I felt the boat rocking, but I wouldn't have had a clue if it wasn't for my friend Kelly letting me know that there was a big earthquake. Had no idea. So, and like I said, in Calgary, Alberta, where I'm from, we don't get anything like that. So I wouldn't have even known to think, that that was a possibility. Imran, looking nice. Thanks. I'm not really. It's been a long day. I don't even have makeup on, just on my eyes. So thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sending me that info. Kelly, I had no idea. Other than, I shouldn't say that. The boat was rocking a little bit in the middle of the night, but I'm telling you, it puts you back to sleep. It does. You know what I could do? Okay, if anyone has any questions, throw them up. If not, I can give you guys a little tour of the boat if you've never been on a cruise and want to see what a cruise boat looks like. I can take you out into the hallways and stuff and show you if you guys are interested. If not, I can talk about psychic stuff. It's been a long day, so I'm tired, so I just don't know. If you have any questions, throw them up. Did you pick up anything on the earthquake and if it was natural or not? Okay, let's talk about that, Tina. Good question. Okay, so I do monthly predictions with Susan Reynolds. She handles the astrology of it because I know nothing about astrology, and I handle the remote viewing of what is coming up. And so at the beginning of 2025, I did say, this year is a year of fire and indigestion, because when I tuned in, it felt so fiery and pure indigestion and volcanoes and earthquakes and all sorts of fires. So I wouldn't be surprised if fires have already started in BC, or I don't know, some places that is a tinderbox. But that's what it felt like. It felt very flammable. And same thing with tempers. So when there's a universal energy of flames and fire and indigestion, how does that hit us on a personal scale, right? Because we're all part of it. If our feet are touching this ground, of course we're going to be affected by the same energy. It's just how it shows up for us is going to be individual and to each their own, right? So to some people, it might look like their life is blowing up. Piece of advice, if your life is blowing up, don't live a life you have to lie about. Really big piece of advice. My mother visited me in a dream and reminded me. She used to always say that to me. Never live a life you need to lie about. And thank God I don't, because then no one's got anything on you. You know what I mean? And nothing comes back to haunt you. So how that kind of energy would leak through in our lives is truth coming to the surface. Big things blowing up, endings, new beginnings, not quite new beginnings. This is still a year of endings. But things blowing up. Kali Yuga, got to blow shit up in order to rebuild it. We're kind of there. So I'm living that life at the moment. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. It's the cycle of what you're going through. So if that is what you're going through, just know that you're also in a stage of recreation. Don't hate the process, because chances are it'll turn out a lot better than what you were living yesterday. It's gotta, no pain, no gain. I hate to say that, but no pain, no gain, right? So let things go that need to be let go of, and actually let them go. Let them go here and here and here with grace and ease is the greatest thing, because it's just an illusion that we have control over anyone or anything anyways. It's just an illusion. So don't feed into it. Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll take you through the boat. Right now, pain, no gain. Hang in there. I promise you it gets better. We have to go through the birthing bullshit in order to come out the other side bigger and better and wiser to who we are. This is how we wake up, honestly. I'll tell you a little secret about me. Had I not gone through my world's worst time in my life, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you. I wouldn't. I lost both my parents back to back. And it wasn't just that. It was one thing after another. I was also diagnosed with a really nasty genetic mutation, and life just sucked. Life just sucked. It was terrible. But it's also what blew my abilities wide open. You know why? You pray more when you're on your knees. You do. When you're in that state of stress and constant, you learn to pray. You learn to get on your knees and start screaming out to God. And if you haven't gotten to that stage yet, I suggest you cut some time and just get on your knees and start praying, because there really is a God. Remember that radio station that I'm talking about? I think God is the radio station. And we're all part of the broadcast network. That's what I think. And when you learn to quiet your mind and tune in, that's when the magic starts happening. It really does, because you're going to notice that when you talk, there's a voice that talks back. And I'm not talking schizophrenia. I'm talking, there is a voice of spirit, a still, quiet voice that will bring you peace. Yes. Melissa says, my grandmother used to say, no strength without struggle. It's true. Life would be boring without the bullshit and the mountains to climb. It really would. I'm not brave. You just got to keep going and then turn around and help the others. That's the biggest thing. Why do we have to go through the BS? I say bless the BS, because it's fertilizer for your dreams. It really is. It was all through that bullshit and my physical pain and my mental pain, all of that I left my job and started my own business. Best thing I ever did. I bless the bullshit now. And when I'm faced with it, I go, okay, I know there's blessings on the other end of this BS. I know there is. So I'm just going to pray my way through this, and I'm going to have faith that something higher's got my back. And that's how, and then you just sit and count your blessings, because they will pour in. I promise you they will. Dial up to source. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's what we're all here to do, is to tune into source, to, change this world. I really think so. And I think that, David Hawkins talks about the power of one person, and how one person vibrating at the vibration of unconditional love can change and shift up to 700,000 people. I think it's more than that. Think of the power of social media, right? Andy, are you going to the high school reunion? Ciao from fellow St. Francis alumni. I'm going to be there. Guess what? I'm going to bring my son with me. I'm going to bring Joey with me. Giuseppe. I'm going to bring my middle son with me to my high school reunion. I think that'd be so much fun. He's like, yeah, I'll be your date. So, Andy, thanks so much for popping on. I'm glad that you're here. Yes, it will be our 30-year high school reunion. That's dating me. That's saying my age. Oh my God. Okay, does anybody have any other questions, or do you guys want a tour of my boat? What do you want to do? Do you want to go on a tour with me? You guys want to go on a tour? Let me know. Tired of fake smiles. Oh, I agree. I totally agree. Renee! Hello, my soul sister. Good to see you. Really good to see you on. I'll show you my boat. I just got to make sure I have my little tag. Hold on, guys. I got to show you. I'll show you. Hold on. They got really cool things. Okay, so I'm on a princess tour. Yeah, Princess Majestic tour. And they got this key fob that you wear it around you. I swear it's an Apple AirTag, because they know exactly where you are. It's a tracking device. They do, because your door opens like a minute before you get here. Okay. Can I take a 2-second pee break first before we go on a walk? Because the boat is really big. Pause the live, you guys. Hold on, because this is live. Give me 1 second. What's your most favorite food you've had on the boat so far? The smoked salmon. They had some flippin' amazing smoked salmon. Okay, give me 1 second. Potty break, guys. Go take a potty break. I'll be right back. You still there? Okay, I even washed my hands. Okay, you guys ready to take a tour with me? What else do we need? Do we need anything else? Okay, I think we got everything. You guys want to take a tour with me? Okay, hold on. I gotta make sure that this thing is all set. Okay, hold on. Oh, darn it. Okay, hold on. Making sure everything's okay. Okay, yes, see me okay? You can hear the ocean in the background. Oh, you want to see the ocean? So you can really hear it? Hang on. Here's the ocean. Oh, I don't know how to, oh yeah, here. It's black, it's pitch black. Oh, there's some stars. There's some stars way off in the distance. I did see them. No aliens in the ocean. Oh, speaking of that, okay, let's talk about that for a second. So, 3 weeks ago, I was on a cruise with Dr. Stephen Greer. Someone made the amazing statement that I will never forget. They said, never meet your heroes. Not like Stephen Greer was a hero of mine, but I totally picked up what they were putting down. Charged $2,000 a ticket, you guys, and the guy was full of shit. I hate to say it. I really hate to say that. But it was extremely disappointing to go and hear what he had to say in person, because I can read auric fields, and the guy was full of crap. And I was invited to it. So it's not something that I would have gone to on my own. But I was really disappointed. Like, the guy was really full of crap. So it was sad. Like, for example, so we're all sitting on the solstice deck up on the top floor. He had it rented. And here, I'll just tell you guys this and then we'll go for a walk. So he had us all on the solstice deck, meditating and doing the CE5 thing. And of course, so he's standing here and everyone's facing him while he's looking the other way. And of course, nothing happens. It's a cloudy flippin' night. So of course, you're not going to see anything, right? 5 minutes before the end of the night, oh, look, there's the mothership. Everyone turns around and sees nothing. Oh, no, it's gone. It's gone. And so someone says, oh, he called it the celestial mothership. And so someone said to him, how do you know it's the celestial mothership? He goes, oh, I just know. These things communicate with me. He goes, I've been aboard many of them. And I'm, oh my God. He did that I don't know how many times at the end of each night. There's another ship. Of course, no one sees anything. And then the one night, he's pointing out, oh, look, there's a ship. It was a star. And it took 20 minutes. He literally stopped the whole thing to say that that was a ship. He stopped it for like 20 minutes, stopped doing the talk and everything, because he kept insisting that it was a ship, an alien ship. So until someone finally pulled out, he goes, look, they're stopping. They're observing us. It's mind-to-mind communication. Oh my God, it's a star. It's a star. It's a star. Can we get on with the night, please? It's a star. And he was having none of it. No, it's a ship. It's a ship, until someone had the common sense to pull out their star map app to prove that it was a flippin' star, and the boat that was going up and down with the waves and it moving with the clouds and the waves. Like, common sense. But whatever. And I don't want to sound rude, like I'm dissing someone else's, craft or anything like that. But come on. And when you're charging $2,000 a person, not cool. Absolutely not cool. For someone who's supposed to be spiritual, he really hoses the crap out of people. He didn't need to charge that, because that was his ticket. That was the price of his ticket, not the price of the cruise or your food or your flights or anything. Just to see and be in the same room as that narcissist. It was $2,000. And I'm going to openly call him a narcissist, because if you saw him talk, you would have been embarrassed for him. He was so rude to people. It was horrible. And I didn't know he was like that. And so I asked a couple of my friends after, who actually had done business with him before. And they're like, yeah, you didn't know that about him? I'm like, no, I had no idea. I had no idea his attitude was like that. Or I never would have gone and I just wouldn't have gone on his cruise. But anyways, really disappointing. So don't spend $2,000 on that. Very disappointing. Anyways, you guys want to go see the big ego he has? Yeah. It was. I'm gonna be honest. It was really disappointing. Okay, guys, let's go check out the ship. So that's my door. My hallway. Oh, this is cool. Watch. Hold on. When I come back up to it, I do like this thing. Or no, it's going to call me a liar. Never mind. It says my name and it shows my picture. Oh, see? And it unlocks the door for me. I think that's kind of cool. Are you able to tell people about their past lives? Yes, I can. But where are you from? I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Are you able to tell people their past lives? Yes, I can. But what's cooler is if you actually see your past lives instead of me telling you about it. So whenever I do past life stuff, I always like to actually encourage someone to do past life regression and a meditation so that they can actually see it for themselves instead of me just telling them, because anybody can make up a story about past lives, right? And say, oh, this is who you were in a past life. So if it doesn't vibrate with you, it was BS. So for me, it's like, no, I'd rather you see it for yourself and lead you through a guided meditation. So I actually do have that on my YouTube channel somewhere. I've done guided meditations on past lives, as well as I do teach classes. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the 14th deck. Okay, guys, we're going to have to take stairs because I don't think the elevator, I'll lose you guys in the elevator. Anyways, past lives. So it's better if you guys see it and I walk you through it. And so I've got a past life exploration guided meditation that I do, that I've taught a couple times. And I actually think I have one posted, like a pre-recorded one posted on my website for sale for like $11. So if you want to check that out, and then you can explore it. And then this is the coolest thing, okay? So you have to ask yourself, when you go to where I lead you in the meditation, why do you see what you see? Hey, Nella! how are you? Nella was there with me with Dr. Stephen Greer, so she knows what I thought of the experience. Anyways, yeah, it's better if you guys go through the guided meditation and see it for yourself, right? And you got to wonder, why am I seeing what I'm seeing? Like, for example, when you go through the portal, you open the door, and I tell you to look down at your feet. Why do you see the feet that you see, whether it be male or whether it be female, right? Or the clothing that you do. It's interesting, very, very interesting. I remember my past lives. I remember 2 of them for sure. Like, used to wake me up in the middle of the night as a kid. So be careful reading comments on the stairs. Yeah, I know, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Then I can trip and fall in real time and you guys can all laugh at me. Just kidding. Now I'm looking at my feet. Okay, what floor are we on now? Hang on. Let me see where we're at. I don't even know. Hold on. We're on 7. Okay. I think there's cool stuff on 7, I think. Okay, that's the theater. Oh, yeah. You guys want to see the shops and stuff? Okay, ready? Okay. Let's do this. So this is the Princess Majestic ship in the Mediterranean. The shops where they want you to go and waste all of your money, and they charge you 100% more than what it would be anywhere else. Oh, I guess it's almost 11, so things are closing up here. Let's see. Hang on, Michelle, I'll answer your question. Give me 1 sec. What's going on down here? Probably the most people I've ever seen on a dance floor. Yeah, on a ship. There you go, guys. Grooving it up. Okay, hold on. Yes, I'm on a cruise. And we had an earthquake last night. 6.0 to 6.3, they said. Kathy. We are in Greece. We were in Crete today. And I can't remember where we're going. Oh, we're going to Olympia tomorrow. So, see, none of these people even know they're live on YouTube. Looks massive. It is. Look at all these drunk people. Karaoke! You won't catch me doing that. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we can find. Now, keep in mind, there's 17 floors. This is nothing. Someone said this is huge. Oh, no, this is nothing. Yeah, people playing cards over here and drinking booze while I'm in my sweats. It's okay. Their bougie night isn't until next week. It's an 11-day cruise. Okay. Hold on. We can go down here and I can answer questions. Okay. Hang on. Oh, Renee, Greece. Oh, Renee. The Greek people are the nicest, kindest people I think I've ever met in my life. Legit. Like, we thought Canadians were nice. Oh, good God, we got nothing on these people. Honestly. Okay, so I don't know what they're setting up for in here, but we'll just... We got it to ourselves. Okay, now somebody asked me about imprints. Okay, hold on. Is tuning into a past imprint a different process than the present? Well, let me think about that. No, not really. Not really. Not really. Um, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't know, tuning into the past for me, I put my hands on it, both hands. You create a circuit. Um, and it's interesting because I love putting what the Bible says and science together, putting the pieces together. Because Jesus says in the Bible, when two or more are gathered in my name, that's where I am found. Think of the frequency of miracles. Think of Jesus as the frequency of miracles, the radio station of miracles, right? You tune into that frequency, and all of a sudden, that's what you're going to hear. That's what you're going to feel. That's what you're going to vibrate with. And so, if you want to create a circuit, you hold hands, both hands, can't just be one, or else you break the connection. But the minute you put both hands on something, the energy that is going through that thing or that person is now going through you, right? Think of getting electrocuted. If you got both hands on a person and you touch them, the energy is going to go through you. So I've got this really cool demonstration that I give at my retreats about circuits and how when we come together and hold hands, you're actually accentuating that energy, you're raising it, you're amplifying it within each other as a group. And same thing with the manifestation power. It is amplified. Lynn McTaggart has an amazing book called The Power of Eight. Read it. She's got science behind this stuff. And I think that that is amazingly cool because how did they know back then? How did they know? How did they know? And even being here in Greece and like, I forgot to tell you. So yesterday we went to Mary Mother's house and her resting place. Apparently it was in Turkey. We were in Kusadai, Turkey yesterday, and literally at Mother Mary's house, walked through it, took pictures, and then we did a private mass and blessing. And one of the ladies said to me, she goes, "But you're not Catholic." And I said, "I don't care. God can be felt anywhere and everywhere, in any synagogue, in any church, in anything. God is a frequency that's within all of us. And if you have faith and love, unconditional love, it leaves an imprint. And when people go into church, they leave that imprint of prayer, of hope, of faith. And that's what I'm tuning into. That's what church is to me. That's what God is to me, is that unconditional vibration of faith and love. And so for me, I'll go pray in any church. I don't care what denomination it is, what religion it is. God is within us. Our body is the temple. We house the Holy Spirit. And it can be turned on and tuned into at any time. Doesn't matter where you are. Some places it's easier to do than others, like holy places. But at the end of the day, we are the radio transmitter sending and receiving signals all day long. So, yeah. Your face is like Russian. Where are you from? Actually, no. Dublin, Ireland is where my ancestors are from. Irish. You see positivity glow on your face. Thank you, because I'm really tired. I've been up since the crack of dawn. We've been on an excursion every single day, all day. And I'm going to need a vacation from my vacation. Have you had anything try to communicate with you on any of your historic spots? Yes, I did. But Renee, I should probably tell you about it one-on-one, because it was trippy. It was really trippy and really cool. And it was when I was at Delos, at the Temple of Apollo. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, the Greek gods are real. I had no idea. I didn't know. I wouldn't have thought, but I guess if they've lasted this long throughout history, of course it's got to be a channel that I guess people over the years have tuned into and had their own mystical experiences with it. So I was just quite shocked to see that it's real. Because I never thought of Greek gods as a channel or as part of the radio station that you can hear if you tune into it. So anyways, the night after Delos, I was out of my body the whole night astral traveling, and they were showing me stuff that was absolutely mind-blowing. So I woke up absolutely exhausted the next morning, but Renee, wait until I show you what I have to show you. Just wait. So definitely coffee when I get back. It's not really something I can show on YouTube, but yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you over coffee, my dear. What else do you guys want to know? Do you guys want to see more of the boat, or do you want me to answer questions? What do you want me to do? I'm all yours. You tell me. I don't understand that question. Or that comment. I want to do my own business. Tired of the job. Best thing I ever did was open up my own business. Believe in yourself. If there's a piece of advice that I can give you, hang on. I'm just going to report that comment. I didn't like that comment. So we're just going to report that comment. Because that was rude and I don't know who you are. So we're just going to report you. Have a great day and get off my channel if you're going to be rude. I have no idea who this is. So we're just going to keep reporting you. And you can get off of my channel. I have no idea who they are. But extremely inappropriate. Very inappropriate, whoever they are. So I don't know if I can block. I did. I reported them. So we're just going to put you on a timeout for 24 hours so you can no longer comment, because I don't know who this person is. So thank you for reporting them, because they're ignorant and I have no time for people like that. And you know what? I have to say, I've heard that YouTube and Instagram and TikTok is like that, where you get rude people. But in all the time that I've been on these channels, I have to say you guys are so amazing, so supportive and loving and very kind. But I am aware that there are people that are just nasty like that out there. But I'm not going to feed into that. Very rude, very disgusting, whoever they are. So I hope you find God, whoever you are, and have a great life and stay off my channel. So anyways, okay, what were we talking about? Do you guys have any questions about anything that, what's my next big trip planned? Let me think. Hang on. You know what? I think this was the last one. I think this one, the Caribbean cruise, and then this one. Yeah, I think I'm staying home for the summer. So, but if I do decide to go anywhere, I'll definitely take you guys with me, for sure. What is the weather here now? Well, it's good here in, the Sedona retreat. Okay, thank you for asking about that. You know what's crazy is that, okay, so my retreats usually sell out within, we'll say like 1 to 2 weeks tops. And I have a big list. Well, like a list of people waiting for the next retreat. This retreat that's coming up in October 5th to the 10th, it's been 85% full for no it was 85% full before I even advertised it, because 85% of the people from my last retreat from last year, they were like, oh my god, this is so amazing that we need to get on your next one, sign me up, can we have our own private retreat? So I did. Nella, who's watching, she's one of the ladies that was like, sign me up for the next one. So I've only had 2 spots left open for the last, I want to say, couple weeks. And one thing that Spirit has taught me is that these retreats are very personal and very specific. And it is an alchemy, a divine alchemy that takes place between people when we come together as a group. And right down to who your roommate is, where we go, all of it is very, very, very divinely synchronistic and orchestrated before you even get there. Because it's all about learning and experiences and who you're going to learn off of, right? We create a field of energy when we come together, a unified field of healing, of divine wisdom. I don't know how else to explain it, but so these last 2 spots that are left open on this retreat, I believe that the 2 people who are the ingredients into what we're cooking up in Sedona, what we're creating together, the last 2 ingredients haven't found their spot yet. So if you're thinking about coming to my Sedona retreat, just know there's 24 people altogether, including support staff, which there's 5 of us support staff. So there's only 19 spots altogether. You guys get a lot of one-on-one time with me, and I make it into a bucket list trip. I'm telling you, I couldn't make it better, because I include all the magic that Sedona has to offer, including meditating in all the vortexes. And after being on other people's retreats, because I've never really been on other people's retreats, like at the Monroe Institute, we go there to learn. You don't go there to see anything. You're literally sitting in a chair for basically 12 hours learning at a table, right? You don't go anywhere, you don't do anything. The Stephen Greer retreat, $2,000 to sit and fall asleep in a darkened theater in the basement of a ship when I could be sitting under the sun, in the Caribbean. Didn't cut it. And I don't mean to sound like bragging with my retreats, but every single day is a different excursion that's all included. And I mean it, like food, lodging, and it's like 5-star bougie lodging. I would never take you anywhere less. But transportation, food, lodging, and all of the different excursions that we go on, and we go on a different excursion every single day. Plus, I book us an appointment at iPyramid. So it's I call it a bucket list trip because it really is. I think to myself, what if these people only ever go to Sedona once in their whole life? I want it to be the most memorable experience that I can give these people. And so that's what I try and do. And I try to put in as much as I possibly can. So if you are one of the last 2 people to sign up, then I know that you're part of my pie that we're baking. You're part of the ingredient that we've been looking for. So take a look on my website, patriciamona.com. And I'd love for you to come. to reporting other. Okay, so my question about leaving my job was unanswered. Imran, can you ask me your question again? Sorry, I was a little taken back by what that rude person had to say in the comments. Like I said, I've never had anyone come at me like that or be ignorant in the comments before. So definitely pop up your question again and I'll answer it for you. What country am I from? I'm from Canada, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How am I? I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I am on an amazing cruise in Greece and life is good. I feel wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So Imran, if you're still there, pop up your question about your job. What is your first language? English is my only language. That's my only language, unfortunately. I know il fait froid, I am cold, and il fait chaud, I am hot. That's about it. I'm accepting questions. Throw it at me, fluffy pancake. How old are you? Why are you asking me all these personal questions? I'm 95. No, I'm full of crap. My birthday is on May 20th. I want you to guess my age. And for anyone who actually knows my age, don't put it up. Go ahead, Tane, guess my age, and I won't be insulted if you go over it. Want to leave my job for starting a business. I'm tired of my job. Then leave it. But be smart about it first. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be when you grow up? What has your soul been screaming at you to do? If you don't know, explore that first. Find out what brings joy to your soul, because each and every one of us have been brought here for very, very specific different things, right? Like I remember being told to shut up all the time when I was in school because I talked too much, been talked too much. I get paid to talk now. I'm in heaven with my job now, right? But if you're in the wrong profession, you'll be told to shut up all the time. So that's when you got to get into a profession that is in alignment with your soul. So what do you want to do? What do you love to do? What would you do if money was no object? That's what you need to ask yourself. And then slowly begin to align yourself with that, right? Hope that makes sense. Tornadoes for Southern Ontario in June. Not sure if you've seen that. No, I don't watch other people's channels, to be honest. I don't have time. I go to work and then I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I teach twice a week and then work late on Thursdays. So I teach in class in my studio, and then I usually teach online as well. So I don't have time much for TV or watching other people's predictions. And even with Susan, I don't talk to Susan beforehand. If you guys watch my channel, you'll know that we contradict each other at times because it's on the spot. I tape it live. I don't know how to edit anything. So I leave it the way it is. And if we contradict each other and then see who's right. Like, for example, and this is the beautiful thing about honesty. I'm very honest about my job. Am I 100% perfect? No. Have I been able to find 35 missing people using my intuition? Absolutely. However, am I right all the time? No. I'm not God. I take what I see and I interpret it to the best of my abilities. And I'm going to be very blatantly honest. I didn't think that Mark Carney was going to win the Canadian election. I didn't. I saw Pierre Poilievre waving like this and one arm around his wife in a purple dress, and I could see the navy blue jacket. I still see it in my head. Navy blue jacket, white shirt with a black tie and black pants, and him waving. As a remote viewer, I saw that, right? I automatically thought he was waving and that was the victory wave. Yeah, it was. That was the concession speech. Lo and behold, there's his wife wearing the purple dress and he's wearing exactly what I saw. But it was the concession speech. This is where interpretation has to come in. Sometimes you don't know until hindsight's 2020. And I have no problem being as transparent and honest with you guys as possible, because none of us are infallible. I will help out as much as I can to the best of my abilities. But have I been wrong? Yeah, I've been wrong before. Absolutely. And if anyone tells you that they haven't been wrong, take your money and run. Because no one is infallible when it comes to this stuff. All I can do is interpret what I see and hope that my interpretation is correct, right? Because think of it this way. It's kind of like the game of charades. You can see it happening, but you can't hear the words, right? Or watching a movie on mute and then trying to explain what you're seeing in each scene. It's tough. So, and it very well could have been because of my bias. I was very biased in this election. Absolutely. Care Bear gratitude? Absolutely. It could have been because I was biased, because I cannot believe that Canada voted Liberal again. So, absolutely it could have been. But that's the thing, you don't know until hindsight's 2020, right? What is this live about? I don't know. I don't know. I was talking about Greece. We started off there. Then I had to take a bathroom break. And then I was going to show you guys the ship. I'm all over the place. I don't know. So this is your live. You tell me what you want it to be about. The energy is off, though, with the election, though many people feel it and see it. Yeah, I agree. It is off. And I think that the Liberals pulled some very, very slimy things, like having 91 names on the ballot in Pierre's riding. But I don't know. She knew I missed her. I'm at the gym watching. I love it. Are you on the treadmill, Renee? I've also heard it won't be in for long, so maybe you're right, just not right now. I don't know. I give up on politics. That and sports. Don't ask me to predict sports either. I suck at sports. And what's interesting is when I first got into this, I used to win at the casino and being able to predict things. And then it was like it just dropped off. And when I heard, okay, why is this dropping off? I heard you can't make money like that. It's just bad juju. And so I've kind of left it alone, but I don't know. Sports and politics, missing people is my forte. I'm really good at finding missing people. So I should just stick to what I'm good at. That and remote viewing. Yeah, I'm really good at remote viewing. Past and present and future and looking into timelines. I'm good at that. I don't know why sports is hard for me too. Sports and politics. Have you ever remote viewed Sharia? What is that? I don't know. I've never heard of it. I wonder how or if it's connected to Greece. I don't know. I've never heard of it, Kelly. I don't think you should give up on politics. You're clearly passionate about it, as any Canadian should be right now. Yeah, but shit. It's Canada losing their minds? Have we forgotten what the Liberals put us through in the last 10 years? And our taxes. No, I shouldn't. I should be all love and light. And politics doesn't make me love and light. Especially over the last 10 years. And paying the taxes that we do. I hate it. And I gotta say, by the way, you guys, the prices in Greece are next to nothing. And the kindest people in the world. My husband walked into a store and he only had his credit card. He was looking for universal adapter. And he only had his credit card with him. And it was a Saturday, and Frenzo goes to go pay with his credit card, and the guy's like, no, sorry, the banks are closed, you can't use your credit card. And my husband's like, I don't think I have enough cash to pay for this right now. The guy goes, go, take it. I know an honest man when I see it. I know you'll come back and pay me. So he did, of course, Frenzo went back and paid him. But, oh my God, you don't see that in Canada. You do not see that in Canada. The people in Greece are the kindest. sincerely kindest people I think I've ever met. And I have an EU passport, so I keep reminding my husband every day, we could live here. We could live here. I could do my job from anywhere. I could do it online. Most of my readings are online nowadays, so hey. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's more comments now. Are we free to ask you anything? Yeah, if you want to. I'll try and answer the best of my ability. Where did you feel the most spiritual power in Greece? Definitely Delos. For sure. I had a very, very, absolutely amazing experience there. For sure. That's the birthplace of Apollo and... I keep saying her name wrong. Artemis. Apollo and Artemis, Zeus's twins, divine twins. That was a trip. Sitting on top of the highest top of it is the temple, and I sat there and prayed there amongst the ruins. And there's ruins all around it. It's just out of this world. I did post some pictures of it on my Facebook if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, quite the mystical experience. Definitely Delos. Mother Mary's house was pretty cool, but I didn't feel it as much as Delos. But mind you, I had the whole island to ourselves because we decided to stay and let the whole tour go back. And myself, my husband, and another lady who was like, hey, why don't we stay? We stayed behind, and we had the whole place. And we were able to walk around through all the temples and the ruins. I prayed in all the temples, prayed for humanity in all of the temples. You know, it just makes me wonder how many other prayers throughout the centuries. Because that temple was 600 BC. BC it was erected in. Mind-blowing. Are you going to Pompeii? No, I'm not going to Pompeii. I love political talks. I'd be sad if you stopped. Okay. As long as they're okay. Because sometimes I go on rants and like Susan's like, are you sure you should be doing that if this is a spiritual channel? I'm like, yeah, but where else am I going to get it out? You know, my frustrations. Michelle, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you for saying I look 25. I will be 48 on the 20th. My oldest is 30 years old. So, friends when I met when I was very, very young. We've been together almost my whole life. So, should I let Bobby move back in for a while to help with the house to solve different outcomes? Okay, hold on. I'm just tuning in to you for that. Okay, Fluffy Pancake, I'd say no, it's not necessary, and it'll create more arguments. Because I feel like there's been arguments there between the two of you guys. And whoever that person is, they'll just piss you off. I can feel the irritation. Keep it cordial. If you guys are cordial right now, keep it that way. Keep some space between you guys, healthy space, so that you can sell the house. What about the lions at Delos? Good thing you asked that question. So the lions that, I have to tell you, where they were, there's definitely ley lines. 100% ley lines. I always get dizzy. Very dizzy and very goosebumpy whenever I'm near ley lines or vortexes. Natural vortexes set my senses off like crazy. It actually kind of gives me vertigo. And so, yeah, the lions at Delos I found very interesting because that was the first thing I said to my husband was, oh, there's massive ley lines that lead up to these lions. However, interestingly enough, the lions that are there are actually replicas on Delos. A couple of the real ones are in the in the museum, but a couple of them are also in Venice. Apparently, they were sold or given to Venice or something like this. So, but it doesn't really matter about the lions. The lions are just, the carvings. It's what's underneath the lions. It was the ley lines that were underneath it that I really felt the energy of. That, I don't even know why I asked. I've never been there. The lines stood out to me. They really stood out to me because I could absolutely feel the energy of them under my feet. Yeah, it was really super, super interesting. There were definitely different parts of Delos that I could feel the energy, or energy centers, or mecca, little hot spots, I guess. And the top, where I was able to meditate in the Temple of Apollo, that was amazing. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. That's a highlight of my life, actually, was Delos. If you guys ever get a chance to go there, go on the tour. No, it's uninhabited. Nobody lives there. And someone on the tour asked the tour guide, okay, so how come no one lives there? And she goes, everyone's scared of the magic. No one even stays here overnight. They're scared of the magic. That's what she said. I'm like, I would love to spend the night on Delos. I'd be all over that if that was a thing. Argument's true. I just really need help painting. It'd be very temporary. Okay, so they don't need to move in. Get them to help you paint. Get your friends to help you paint. Have a painting party, man. Just avoid the arguing. Keep the peace. So they can help you without living there, right? They don't need to be sleeping in your bed in order to paint your walls. So, and the thing is that if you let them in an inch, they'll take a mile. I can already feel that happening. So I think you're in a moment of weakness even thinking of having them move back in with you. So honestly, keep them in neutral territory. And if that is staying somewhere else and out of your bed, then that's where they need to be right now. Let them paint the walls. It doesn't mean they got to sleep over in order to do it. I hope that answers your question. Anybody else have any questions? I don't want to pay him. You don't got to pay him by sleeping with him. That's called selling your soul. So don't do that. Don't do that. I'm leaving regardless. Good. Then definitely don't sell your soul on the way out. Don't do that. If it doesn't feel like love, no one deserves to be inside of your kingdom if they haven't, if they're not of the right vibration. So just, you can paint your walls. You can paint your walls. Curious about the Greek gods that you felt. Do you believe they were perhaps ancient aliens interacting with humanity in our ancient past? Okay, so let me explain that. There's definitely 100% there's aliens out there, for sure. I think that how dare we sit there and think that we're the only ones out there, right? Like, that's super naive. And I think that our governments absolutely know that. Think of Donald Trump with Space Force. Why did he, when he became president, all of a sudden he's like, Space Force, we need an army in space to protect us? Because they probably give him a briefing that said, hey, aliens are actually real, right? So they are a stream of consciousness. We are all a stream of consciousness. This is just my meat suit. This is just my 2025 meat suit that I landed in 1977. Doesn't mean that this is my first trip here. And I think that's why we have memories of different lifetimes. I think a lot of us have been in each other's lives before. And we learn and grow and interweave and recognize each other. And that's where deja vu comes in. Um, I also think that's how we build on the wisdom and knowledge. Um, it's through lifetimes of being here. And that's why some things will feel like, oh, yeah, I do that. Oh, yeah, I knew that. I think that we're awakening past life memories, and I think that being in places like, for example, me in Delos, I got quite the downloads there that I'm not ready to share yet, but Renee, I'll tell you about it. But I'm not ready to share it quite yet on YouTube with everybody. But I think that different places can definitely activate memories within us, for sure. Now, I think that it's the spirit that is interdimensional. The body is where we land. And I think that there are definitely different civilizations in different dimensions. I know there is. I wouldn't have a job if we didn't live outside of our body. How would I be able to do what I do? Like, honestly, it's kind of freaky when you stop and think about it. Because when I'm working on a missing person case, like, I see exactly where they are. Like, I'll see what they're wearing. I worked on a case once where I have this really weird thing called synesthesia, where I see my letters and numbers in color. And when you're doing this stuff, you're using the right side of your brain. So letters and numbers do not register. It's really, really hard to get a name unless you're hearing it. You can't read when you're out of your body. You won't perceive that. If your corpus callosum is severed, you'll never be able to read again because it'll just look like squiggles. You won't be able to interpret it, right? So anyways, when you're out of your body or you're doing remote viewing, you can't interpret letters and numbers. So my little pea brain, for some reason, goes, oh, yeah, we can. We're going to show you the colors to the letters and numbers of the license plate that you're looking for. So I was actually able to give the license plate successfully by perceiving the letters and numbers in colors. Because I have very specific colors. Like 1 is white, 2 is yellow, 3 is green, 4 is blue, 5 is red, 6 is brown, 7 is a bright, bright yellow, 8 is navy blue, 9 is black, and 0 is clear. They don't change. 100 will always be white, clear, clear. 482 will always be blue, navy blue, yellow. Like, it's weird. 177 is white, yellow, yellow. Like, it doesn't change. So anyways, I was able to track and trace a license plate of a suspect just by seeing the colors. Why did I go on that tangent? I don't even know. Anyways, it's, I guess, how you interpret things. Oh, yeah. Freaky. Yeah. It'd be... If this was our only reality, there's no way I would believe it at this point. I've done too much. I've seen too much. I've experienced way too much. And I look at regular human beings like, man, I feel really sorry for you that you don't see the magic, that you don't actually have a deeper understanding of what this reality is actually all about, because we are mind, body, soul, and people need to get with the flipping program and realize that. And quit just believing that what you see and experience is the end all and be all. It's so not. Is it same color number for everyone then? No, Fluffy Pancake, it's not. It's just the way I see it. So 2 out of 3 of my kids don't have that. My one son, he's hilarious. He has it too, but like, he's got purple in his numbers. I have no purple in my numbers. And I think a couple of his numbers are the same colors as mine, but like, he's got a purple in there. I don't have purple in there. But we'll like do fun stuff where he'll give me like a phone number in colors, and he'll be like yellow, green, green, navy blue, black, clear, clear. And I'll know what number he's saying just by telling me my colors. And I mean, he's grown up with me, so he knows what that 1 is white, 2 is yellow, 3 is green, 4 is blue, 5 is red, 6 is brown. It doesn't change for me. Just how your brain interprets the frequency. Good point. It probably actually is. Because even a note has a color to me. Like music has color to me. I'm very, very sensitive to energetic changes, frequency changes, even colors. Color affect me. So that was the one thing that I used to get myself out of depression. I stopped wearing black. Well, I shouldn't say that. If I need to ground, or if I want to protect myself or blend in, I wear black. I'll wear black and gray. But I stopped wearing the heavy colors. And I started using color therapy, wearing whites and yellows and light colors, because we do react to color. It's frequency. What does the color look like? A blob? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, fluffy pancake. What does the color look like? Well, what does color look like to you in your head? To me, it looks like a strip. If I'm looking for license plates, it looks like a color, a barcode to me. Do you remember when you'd watch a TV and at like 3 a.m. the channels would go off the air and there would be like a bar code of colors at the bottom? That's how phone numbers look like to me in my head. And you know what's interesting? And I didn't realize this until later. I remember phone numbers by their colors more so than I remember it by the numbers. And same thing with like when I'm looking at a license plate, my brain is actually registering the colors instead of just seeing it in orange. Like on our license plates, it's written in orange in Alberta. I don't see it as orange. I'll see it as like the color of the letters and numbers. Blob, like a blotch or a circle, square? No, I don't know. I'm super visual, so yeah, I guess like a barcode. Yeah, barcode. That's I guess the way I would explain it. Okay, do you guys want to see anything? I've taken up almost an hour and a half of your time. I hope to God you guys aren't at work. It's almost midnight here, so. Oh, you're colorblind. Oh God, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're missing out on some of the greatest stuff out there. It's frequency. Color is frequency. Yeah. I have a very colorful world in my head. I always wonder, get those glasses, Imran. You can get those glasses now. Think you can order them just off of Amazon even, where you put them on and you can see the world in color. Have you ever tried those? Maybe try those. Order them if you can. I heard that a lot of men are actually colorblind, way more so than women. Yeah, try them. What do I think happens when someone commits suicide? Well, I don't believe they go to hell. I don't believe that at all. That's what I was taught. I was brought up as a born-again Christian to believe that once to die and then the judgment. And if you check out yourself that you're going straight to hell, no, I do not believe that, not one bit. Why is it that there are some people that can try to commit suicide 10 times and there's always someone there to grab them off the ledge, to take them to the hospital, to revive them, whatever, right? And then there's people who can try it once and they're out of here. 100% I do believe that you cannot die before your time. If you are meant to check out, that is pre-written before you even got here. Because I do believe that our lives are pre-written. The birth, the death, and everything in between. Now, where did free will come into play? Have you ever heard of those books called Choose Your Own Adventure? If you haven't heard of the Choose Your Own Adventure books, look them up. I remember reading them when I was in high school and junior high. And basically, the premise is the book is already written, but the reader gets to choose the adventure. So we'll say at the end of chapter 1, it'll ask you, do you want the main character to marry the person or to die or to move or whatever? It'll give you choices. And it'll say, turn to page 7 or turn to page 13 or turn to page whatever. But the reader gets to choose the adventure. The whole story is pre-written. But how you get to the end of the book is up to the reader. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? We are here to do very, very, very specific things that we are pre-programmed to do. That's why not everyone wants to be a doctor when they grow up. Not everybody wants to be a mechanic or an electrician or a person who makes clothes for a living. Because it's a calling. We're all called and pre-programmed to do very, very specific things in this life. And why is it that some people have suicidal ideologies at a young age and carry through with it? And other people, they never even ever have a suicidal thought. I believe it's part of our pre-programming. I really do. Now, if it's part of your life story to go through hell, but to keep going so that you can turn around and show others how to do it, you're going to do that. And while you're going through it, you won't know it until you're on the other side of it. I had suicidal thoughts ever since I could remember. I didn't want to be here. As a kid, I remember looking at people and going, how are you so cruel to each other? How are you guys so mean to each other? Why would anybody want to stay here and live here? Like, I'm kind of surprised I made it through my teenage years, to be very honest with you. But something always kept me going, whether it was a best friend or a heart-to-heart chat with a loved one that I just needed, or even a stranger just saying something to keep me going. Thank God I kept going, so that all these years later, I can turn around and lend out my hand and say, come on, guys, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got work to do. We got work to do. We can get through this. Together, we can get through this. Because you're here for a reason. Each and every one of us is so unbelievably precious. So unbelievably precious. Because you're part of a woven tapestry that if you weren't here, this whole reality would be completely different. And I mean that. What if I would have checked out at 14 when I wanted to? 35 missing people maybe wouldn't have been found. And that's just what I've done in the last few years. I think of everything in between that I've accomplished. And I think the older you get, the more you can turn around and look and go, holy shit, I changed a lot of lives. A lot of lives changed me. And they had to go first in order to help me keep going. So if you're going through hell right now, keep going, keep fucking going, keep going, keep going, keep going, because you don't know who's watching. And you don't know who needs you to be that inspiration for them. So keep going. It's worth it. It gets better. It gets way better. You're not going through the fire without having the gain, right? Just like we said at the beginning, no pain, no gain. Hey. Aw, Kelly, I love you. Kelly, you know that, sister. I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you so much. And Kelly, you've been there for me when I needed it. I mean that. So I thank you, soul sister, big time, for being there for me when I needed it. 17. Thank God my life would be so different without you. Oh, I'm sending so much love to you right back. Oh, and that's the beautiful thing about YouTube and the people that I've met. Like, you guys inspire me to keep going. You honestly, you do. Because it's a little scary putting myself out there on YouTube and out there for the world to see. It is. It's a little unnerving. Oh, Christina. Thank you for saying that. God bless you. I mean that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. See, this is what I mean, you guys. You don't know the inspiration that you're being to someone, because for me is like, and I talk about, I shouldn't talk about death so carefree as I do, but I look forward to it someday when I get to go home. I look forward to it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to check out on my own will or anything. It just means when this mission is done, because that's what this is work. This is a mission. Whether it's to, I don't know, raise my kids, teach you guys, spread love, whatever it is, I'm here for a reason, and so are you. Apparently it's a big deal being down here in our human meat suits. It takes a lot of bravery to come down and be a part of humanity. So, and especially police officers. So to my police friends who are watching, I love you. Thank you for all that you do. I couldn't imagine doing that job and risking my life every day. For people who are so bloody ungrateful too. I've done quite a few ride-alongs, and I can't believe the way police are treated. So it breaks my heart, because these are people with children and lives outside of the uniform. So never know what can happen. I walked my dog one early morning and found a baby crawling towards the road. Oh my God. Mundane activity can save a life. Absolutely. And that's the thing. You never know when the universe is putting you in a position to change a life, save a life. That's why you always got to stand up and do the right thing. You got to. No matter what it is, always stand up and do the right thing. Say the right thing when called to action, because I think that when we are called to action like that, it's God testing us, making sure that we're ready to spring into action. So, wow. Big deal being here at this time, too, so we can help raise the vibration of the world, if there's nothing else. I hope I do that in my days. Me too. I hope I make this world a better place. I really do. Because I'm just me. I'm just me trying to be me. I try to be as honest and transparent, and this is me, as humanly possible. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to make stuff up and go, oh, look that way, there's the mothership. No. I'll say it like it is. I do. But yeah, I think we are here for awareness and raising the vibration. And like I said, I think the power of social media is one viral video. And look at how many lives you can change, right? Imran, colorblind, but I can see the glow and positivity on your face. Inner beauty shows iron. Aw, thank you, Imran. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, you guys, I'll give you a quick other blink on my way back to my room, because I really gotta pee. There's my truth. So I probably should go. I already made you guys wait for me once while I had to go pee. I was drinking lots of water, though. I get nervous doing these lives. Believe it or not. I still get really nervous when I turn on the camera. Okay. Hang on. I'll see if I can like look at, oh, I'll take you guys outside. Okay, hold on. Take you guys outside. At least you see the ocean. For all of my landlocked Alberta Canadian friends. Hold on, here we go, here we go. Feel the power of the ocean. Oh, it's down the smoking section. Oh, it's quiet. Oh, you can't see. Oh, it must be cloudy because I can't see any stars. Okay, can you see the ocean? There's the water. Can you see the water reflecting? There you go. Okay. Hang on. It's a really big ship. Hold on. Way down there. Go P, thanks for doing another live. Yeah, I'm dying. When are you doing another one? I don't know. When do you want me to do another one? Oh, I'll tell you. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you when to do another one. I'm going to the Vatican. Yes, I am. I'm going to go pray in the Vatican. Pray the evil out of that place. So I'm going to the Vatican. I'm going to try and take you there. I don't know if they'll let me film in there because I'd really like to do a live there and have you guys tell me what you think of the energy in the Vatican. That'd be kind of cool. So I'm going to the Vatican, going to the Colosseum. Now I'll tell you something about the Colosseum. This is really interesting. So years ago, back in, I think it was like 2015 or 2014, when I was taking, oh man, we got a ways to go. I didn't realize how many flights of stairs I went down with you guys. Anyways, when I was at the Monroe Institute taking remote viewing, one of the targets was the Roman Colosseum. Here was the weird thing. I actually had a visceral response to that target. I couldn't believe it. I started crying. Like, I started hyperventilating and I started crying, and I thought, oh my God, is he like getting us to tune into a missing person case or something? And because I couldn't believe how like actually crappy I felt doing that target. So I kind of put my paper down after like 5 minutes of tuning into it, and I tapped out and said I was done with that target, and it was the Roman Colosseum. And I know that there's a lot of torture and torture for entertainment. Like, how sick is that? How sick is that? Torture for someone else's entertainment in the Roman Colosseum. I don't know, was I there at, when that played? I don't know. I've never been there before in my life. All I know is that as a remote viewer, when it was my target, I couldn't believe how I felt tuning into the Roman Colosseum. So I'm very, very, very curious when I go there how I'm going to feel. So we're going to the catacombs. I think that's where all the dead bodies are with all the skulls and stuff. Why Friends wants to go there is beyond me, but whatevs. Going to the catacombs, going to the Roman Colosseum, and going to the Vatican. I'm going to need a lot of protection that day. I might wear black because all three places are pretty negative, if you ask me. So I'll definitely power myself up with all of my protection and stuff and see my prayers before I go. Oh my God, you guys, I didn't realize how many flights of stairs I took down with you guys. Jeez Louise. Okay, one more. At the Vatican, felt unlimited greed, obscene luxury. Very, very, very much so. So that's, I think, the biggest thing that pisses me off about places like that. Because I was saying to Frenzo, I said, I'm surprised in Greece that there isn't more churches everywhere. And he goes, oh, you ain't in Italy? These are gonna be churches like you ain't never seen before. And you can go pray in all the churches. Where am I going? And you can go pray in all the churches and stuff. Oh, you guys, I'm on the wrong side of the flippin' boat. That's why none of this looks familiar. I forgot that I walked with you guys. Okay. Now I'm taking you through the cafeteria. So, anyways, where was I? The Vatican. Oh yeah, he's saying about lots of Catholic churches and all these are gonna be the biggest churches that you've ever seen. You're gonna love it. And I said, I don't love opulence when you have a world right outside those doors that are suffering and people starving and living on the streets. Like, I just think that that is so unbelievably wrong. You know, it's just, yeah. When you've got golden thrones and opulence like that, but they can't feed their people and their people are suffering, I just think that that's really, really, really wrong. So we'll see what I think of the Italian churches and stuff. But like I said, I'm not Catholic, but I'll go pray anywhere. I believe that we are the church, we are the vibration, we are the ones that make it a holy temple by the prayers that we bring to it and say in it, and the imprint through our vibration that we leave behind. That's what I think. And it's the prayers that leave the imprint over and over and over when you say them enough, right? Oh, want to see the pools, you guys? Hold on. I really gotta pee. I gotta find a bathroom. Hold on, I'll show you the pool since we gotta walk together. If you've never been on a cruise, this is the closed pool area. Be a last life thing. Pete gets that around World War II tank stuff. Oh yeah, World War II. I definitely think that I was there in a past life. Do you know if Pope Leo will make things better? You know what? I don't even know who he is yet. I haven't seen a picture of him. And that matters because I'm super visual. It's like when I see a picture of someone, I'll know if they're good, bad, or everything in between. I'll see their whole life actually just by looking at a picture. I don't even know what he looks like. So I'm going to have to look him up because I've been gone since he got in. So I don't know. Past life. The golden spiraling columns are particularly negative. So speaking of that, the spiral columns is all about energy, and which way they twirl shows the direction of the vortex. Same thing with, I bet you didn't know about this, about Walt Disney World. Hi. Hello. So Walt Disney built the carousel. Walt Disney built the carousel on the 33rd parallel to go with the ley lines and so to spin the energy off into the park for prosperity. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, so I'm back in my room and I think my bladder is gonna burst, and that's totally TMI for this live. It's from Chicago, USA. Like vortexes, yes. Like vortexes. So he made his own vortex, basically. Okay, you guys, I hate to cut it short, but I will be doing another live, I promise you. I'm out here. I don't even go home until like the 24th or something. So I'll be doing more. I'm going to Italy, like I said, Vatican. I'm going to try and do a live there. If not, I will do it right afterwards. But okay, I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for sticking with me for a long time and watching this. God bless you guys. And keep an eye out on my Facebook. I'll post it on YouTube. I kind of do a pop-up whenever I can because I never know what I'm doing. I never know where I am. Hour to hour, and then because it's 9 hour time difference, you guys are in bed when I need to start a live here. So it's midnight here, so I think that's 3 o'clock your time. So enjoy your day, you guys. Much love, and we'll see you at the next one, okay? Bye for now, guys.